the show, I'll be interviewing one amazing man who happens to be the CEO of one of Ghana's leading real estate companies. And I can tell you one thing, at the end of this interview, you are going to be inspired and motivated. Don't go anywhere, stick and stay with me. When I come back, that wonderful man is going to join me on the show for today. So the man I'm about to talk to today, I know that obviously one time, some way, somehow, you might have driven past one of his properties, or you're living in one, or maybe you just bought one of the properties. Let me go straight to the point. I'll be talking today to the CEO of Saka Homes, and this is such a privilege. Boss, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm hoping that you would help sell more of the houses.
Perfectly.
Because we wake up every day and our desire is to sell.
Sell the homes.
Yes, that's how we thrive.
Okay.
We wake up every day to develop homes, and then we hope people will buy. And by their buying, we're able to grow our businesses and we're able to build more.
Great. So that's the Mr. Ebenezer Kojo Saka we know today. But we want to go back to the genesis. How did life start for you growing up?
Well, I was blessed. I grew up very well. I had wonderful parents. We lived as a family of four. My sister, my dad, and my mom. I started out at St. Benedict in Dansuma. From Christian home, I went to St. Benedict. Then from St. Benedict, I went to Achimota Primary, where I stayed till I finished secondary.
Wow.
Then I went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, the College of Art, where I specialize in woodwork, metal work, and bamboo work. That's why you see a lot of wood and metal.
Wood and metal and the development. Wow.
Then I came into life. I started hustling as a businessman.
Okay.
I was doing pa, anything at all you bring, I would do. Started making some money, so I decided to build one house.
But before we get into the story of the house now, from your SS time to tertiary, was there any point in time where you did certain businesses or you came across certain businesses?
I've been doing business since Achimota Secondary.
Wow.
I used to sell shoes to my friends, shoes I would get from Cantamanto.
Okay.
Then after SS, I used to print funeral handkerchiefs and key holders and send to people in London and all over for funerals. Then I went to tech. I bought a photocopier.
Wow.
So I was doing photocopy business on campus. Then I got a popcorn machine at Repo. So I was doing photocopy in Mecca, and I was doing popcorn in Repo. Along this too, I was alongside this, I was doing printing. I used to print T-shirts and stuff for groups, organizations.
Wow.
And generally, I didn't miss any opportunity. Wherever I could smell a business opportunity or an idea, I took advantage of it. So that's how I was striving. And I'm still like that anyway. Wow. I still have interest in other businesses. It's just that Saka Homes is their flagship, and that's what people see. But I'm involved in
other businesses. But you came from a family that was well-to-do.
Not really, my dad worked at SNIT.
Okay. He wasn't a typical business person?
No, my parents didn't do business. Okay. My mom worked as a clinical psychologist for the non-formal education division of the Ministry of Education. My parents, to the best of my knowledge, the only time they tried business was to try and sell some Opanka sandals they took from their friend to sell. And even that, collecting the money became a problem because people bought it on credit, and
wow.
I don't remember them ever going back to that. My dad wanted to start a bakery when he came on pension. He bought everything, but
it didn't go well. So what was that thing that kept you going from buying the popcorn machine, the photocopy? What was that thing within?
My time in Achimota, I had the opportunity to visit some very affluent homes.
Okay.
And I happened to be friends with kids whose parents ran businesses. And these kids, I had the privilege of visiting at home.
Okay.
Some of them I visited their father's businesses, and it brought out this desire in me to want to own a business or run a business.
Okay.
Fortunately for me, after secondary school, I got a chance to work at Senate as a clerk. Okay. And my experience there encouraged me to move out and work on my own, because I scanned through the lifestyle of, I was in a room of about 10 people.
Okay.
And the routine was same.
The same thing.
You sit in the bus at some time, you get to work, you sit there the whole time, you go for break, you come back, you sit there the whole time till it's 4:15, we close, the bus picks up.
That wasn't your thing at all.
After 2 years, I said, no, this cannot be my future. I cannot do this. I will make special mention of Agabus and Sintim.
Okay.
These were men in the life section of Pension House, the Senate office.
Yeah.
And they encouraged me to go to school.
Wow.
Agabus went the extra mile of taking me to his house in Adabraka to see how he lives. And he told me that if I don't go to school, in a few years, I might have my children sleeping in the same room with me.
Okay.
That I took very serious. And when the chance came to go to the university, I moved on. But I went with the aim never to come back to a formal employment.
A formal 9 to 5.
Yes, but rather to do my thing. And I'm someone who doesn't like to sit in one place. I've come to realize I always want to be fluid. I always want to move at my time.
Okay.
So because of that, I focused on developing a life where I'll be independent and still make money, because I like enjoyment.
So you need a lot of money.
I need a lot of
to
money
enjoy.
because
But we want to fast forward and quickly move into when it all started. Real estate, Saka Homes. When did that start for you?
I chanced on real estate.
Wow. So it wasn't something planned, programmed.
I didn't set out to do real estate.
Wow.
I was making money. I decided to build a house.
Okay.
And once I built that house, I put a to let sign on it, but someone came and said he heard it was on sale. Wow. And at the time, I was really looking at my life and looking for an opportunity that will sort of stabilize me.
Everything.
So from that experience, I got the idea that I could build houses to sell. At the time, my company was called Admins Ghana Limited. And for branding purposes, I came up with Saka Homes and started thereof building to sell.
Wow. I still have with me the CEO of Saka Homes, Mr. Ebenezer Kojo Saka. So you were just telling us about how you put to let on a property, somebody made an approach and purchased the property. So that was the turning point for you.
Well, there was a sad ending to that transaction.
Wow.
Because after they paid me the money, on the day they were moving in, Ghana Highway Authority marked the house for a highway.
Wow. So it means the house is supposed to come down.
I had to refund their money. But you know, when they say in all things give thanks, I think it was good.
Wow.
Because eventually that was for $88,000.
Okay.
Maybe a year after or a year and a half after, I was able to make $125,000 as compensation from the government for demolishing it. That's what we currently have there. Awoshianya Highway.
Okay.
So in all, it was good. I even got the opportunity to demolish the house myself.
Yourself?
So I was able to use the doors, the roofing.
Again, for your next project?
For another house that I lived in for a while before I sold.
You moved. So it was the profit you made from there that told you that, hey.
That money that I made became more like my seed money for the business. And I built about 3 houses from that.
And then it started.
It escalated from there.
Okay, so the little bit I have about Saka homes, I believe that you started having a certain clientele in mind. When you started, what was your target and what kind of people were you looking to sell to?
Initially, we targeted a lot of banking staff.
Okay.
So we were doing property under $100,000 mainly, because at the time most mortgages were around $65,000 to $85,000. So that is where our focus was.
Okay.
But after a while, a challenge came with that market too. We used to sell a lot to staff from EcoBank, but they had some challenges, so we had to move into more of the 150, 200.
That's high end in Ghana, where the average Ghanaian.
I think the high end ones are the 800, 1 million ones. These ones, I'll say, it's okay. It's medium.
Wow.
You know, 150. Now the average property is about
150,000.
To get a decent house, you'll be spending between 120 and 150. You can get for less, but it becomes like a penny wise, pound foolish.
Wow.
You might have to spend so much more, bringing up to what you call a standard home. So
how is it like doing business in Ghana as a Ghanaian, as somebody who is more like an indigene of the land?
Well, it's tough. It's tough in the sense that if you don't have the strength and you don't have the zeal and you are not determined, you might give up.
Wow.
Because there are so many challenges when it comes to our market. The volatility of our currency is one. One day something is 10 cedis, you budget with it, the next thing
it's gone up.
The dollar goes up and it's, for instance, this year without doing anything, most of us have lost about 25% of the value of our cedi. If the dollar moves from 5.7 to 8 in 3 months,
so it's not easy.
It's not easy. So
to survive.
That is tough, and financing for the business is also tough.
Okay.
If not for a scheme I came up to do it with some friends, I'm sure I'll be struggling.
So partnership is something that you would definitely advise.
All this you see is not just me.
Well, okay.
I have about 6 friends who
are part of this.
Some of them put in their life savings, and we are making progress together.
But I know this question will come to you as a shock, but not as a shock, because how is living like a millionaire like in Ghana? Because now you are counting millions, and you can't deny the fact that you're floating in millions.
Every time I get people say, you're a millionaire, and I haven't, if you are talking about
oh
CD,
no, but the zeros are more in the account. If you open your account, you see more zeros.
No, unfortunately, as the money comes, we spend.
It goes.
Because we don't have a solid line of finance. And this is where I encourage some of the banks to think out of the box.
Okay.
And grow businesses. You know, I did some research and I realized that most of these companies that are big outside, it was because there was a conscious effort to finance them and grow them. It didn't just happen.
Okay.
But in our case, you have to do everything
by yourself.
Sometimes it's so tiring, say, when you are able to just do enough to eat.
You're okay.
You're okay. You just live it.
You just don't
So
think.
because of that, I am not a millionaire yet. I haven't seen the millions.
The millions yet at all.
I'm just waiting for a moment like, as Dangote said some time ago, where I will withdraw some
millions from the bank.
Come and put it by my bed. Then when you interview me
You say
next time and you say, how is it living like a millionaire?
Give me
I'll
that
be
perfect
able to.
answer.
But, you know, I live well.
Great.
I live well. I enjoy life.
I can tell. Everybody can tell.
It's a conscious effort, you know.
Okay.
And I've been enjoying life for a long time.
Okay.
I didn't just start enjoying life. You know, sometimes people think that it's money that you need to know. You need a conscious effort to enjoy life.
That's deep.
Because there's someone who has millions but is not happy.
True.
And there's someone who doesn't have anything but is
Free life, free spirit.
is the most happiest person you meet on earth.
Okay.
Happiness comes from within. I have made a conscious effort to enjoy life by doing the things I like and having no regrets for doing them.
Great.
So I put in a lot of time into work, but I make sure I play harder because I like to play.
Okay. So you were one of the few real estate developers that you've changed everything that is happening in our industry. And yes, of course, you have spoken to the banks to come in, but how attractive is the real estate market to call out other investors? Because now Africa has become like everybody's dream. All the people from the diaspora, all the big companies are looking for it to come into Africa.
I think that we sell Africa wrongly. And I blame the Western media for this.
For that.
I'm happy young men like you are doing videos like this so that people will know that we don't live on trees.
Okay.
I've been running this business for at least 13 years.
Wow.
And I don't owe anybody. I haven't defaulted any investor. We are making steady and good progress. If you check out our website, what we're building 13 years ago and what we are building now,
the growth.
You can tell the growth from just spending time in the gallery on my website.
Okay.
That steadily we're making good progress. That is a story we should sell out there.
Okay.
It's a good place to invest. There's good return on investment, better than Europe.
Wow.
Why do they say the risk is high? What is risky here?
I can tell, honestly.
Unless maybe I think that is just bad press and
that
bad
is being
packaging.
sold out there.
Sincerely, if you have money and you want to invest in real estate, Africa is the place to be. Ghana specific is the place to be. We're a buoyant nation. The youth are growing. The youth who like to own homes. People are investing in real estate. There are people who've bought these not to live in. They are renting them out. Some have furnished them for Airbnb.
Okay.
So sincerely, it's a fair business
that you should be involved in.
It's not a bad place to put your money if you ask.
Wow. So what are the 3 core values that define Saka Homes, or maybe yourself, just to share with us?
With me, I value relationships.
Okay.
So we don't play with our relationships.
Wow.
You've dealt with us for a while, and I believe you've noticed that. We don't play with our relationships. We are Saka Homes because of the relationship we have with our clients. We value credibility.
Okay.
When we promise we want to deliver, we don't play with that. Then last but not the least, we value you.
Okay.
You who makes money and decides to spend on us.
Put it in.
You are very key to our success. So we take feedback. We make sure that our after sales is top notch.
Okay.
When you have challenges, we attend to them immediately. Wow. Because if you realize, we don't spend a lot of adverts.
I see.
It's the customers who have bought from us, who refer people, the agents who have dealt with us and are happy, who bring people. We don't play with paying the commissions. Once an agent brings us business, we pay. We don't waste time with that. And that is key to us.
Wow. To
keep our word to the client, to keep our word to our agents, to deliver quality homes that will delight the client, and to be credible. Whatever we promise you on your offer letter or in your contract, we deliver.
Okay, so my last 2 questions. How is it looking like, the future for Saka Homes. How's it looking like? Are you going to go into something else?
It looks splendid. We are looking to build some towns and cities in the near future.
Wow.
We are hoping that based on the traction we've had in the last few years, we'll be able to invite some serious investors with serious money so that we can, Accra is getting choked.
Yeah.
There's a new rail line to Akosombo.
True.
Why not build something along that rail line so that in the morning people can just bring the rail to Accra.
And do the business
after that,
and back.
Go there. So we are going to put malls, schools, a whole town on that railway.
Town, city on its own.
Our aim is to target the railway to Akosombo and the railway to Insawam at the moment.
Yeah.
We're looking for the right partners and we'll put something there. And because the land there is quite
with a good price,
we should be able to give out better prices than we're given in Accra.
Okay.
And the quality of life there, trust me, will be better. Less noise, less pollution, greener environments, more spacious land.
And that's what the diaspora has been asking for.
That's
to have a town, to have a city on its own.
We're going to bring it.
Wow.
We're going to bring it to Accra.
Wow. Now, every youth in Ghana looks up to people like you and other people who are doing very well in the country, and sometimes they ask themselves, is it possible?
It's possible. I think it's very possible. I believe in God.
Okay.
I trust in Him. I believe in tithing. I tithe diligently. I believe that tithing is one of the things that if you read the Bible and you follow the promises on tithing and you take it serious, I have been diligent with it and I can see the effects in my life and in my business. But it's possible. But key to all of this is that you should be determined.
Determination.
Because if you are not determined, the least thing you give up.
Okay.
And it's easy to give up in this country.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people telling you that it cannot happen.
It cannot be done.
So at the least chance, you remember what they said about it not being able to be done, and you give up. But I am of the opinion that show up every day until it happens.
Wow.
It will happen. It's only a matter of time.
So you need to just keep showing up, determined.
Yes, because you don't know when it's going to happen.
Okay.
But always remember that the darkest part of the night is closest to the morning.
Wow.
Sometimes when it gets the toughest, it means that your breakthrough is there, so push on.
Sometimes when it gets the toughest, it means that your breakthrough is here. And that will be the last words of Minister Ebenezer Kojo Saka. We want to say a very big thank you for giving us time out of your busy schedule to be with us on the show. We are very grateful and we are looking forward to the amazing city and amazing developments that you are about to serve the real estate industry.
It's only a matter of time. I think you are the first person I've said this to.
Wow.
So I'll make sure that your cameras are the first to see it when we launch it.
Thank you, exclusively. Thank you for joining me on the show. My name is Kwesi Otten Desmond, and just like we promised, we are going to be bringing you prime properties and triggering interviews with CEOs and making sure that you have affordable home solutions and everything in between and on. Until next time, I always say, au revoir.